Brother lads, welcome back to the Cossy Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. We'll come back to a brand new video. This is the latest Arsenal news and transfer news as well. Now, Chelsea are more interested in signing Benjamin Sesko than Arsenal at the moment, according to reports. And Chelsea are working harder behind the scenes to sign him over Arsenal. Chelsea are also willing to wait. Arsenal are not willing to wait for Benjamin Sesko, and should it take a long time, Arsenal will walk away and they will discuss other options. That is number one. Arsenal are thinking about hijacking a deal for Joshua Zirkzee to AC Milan. Joshua Zirkzee has been one of the players that Arsenal have been really interested in. According to Sky Sports, Man United and Arsenal are both thinking of triggering that release clause before AC Milan trigger that release clause that takes him to the club. We'll talk about that. And as well, Chido Obi Martin, one of the top talents at Arsenal, might be going to Bayern Munich because Bayern are in advanced negotiations with the young striker. Now, he's one of the real sensational talents. Lots of you have been talking to me about Mika Bierith. He's also a very good player, by the way, Mika Bierith. But Chido Obi Martin scored 32 goals last season for Arsenal under 18s and under 19s in 18 games. That is how crazy this talent is. But Bayern are looking to sign him this summer, and obviously we know what happened with Florian Balogun. It could happen again with Chido Obi Martin. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. There's a lot going on in terms of the striker situation, but like I said, I will get you to know everything that happens on the striker front, but also on the transfer front as well. Now, let's start off with Benjamin Sesko. Because today, Fabrizio Romano again speaking to Mark Goldbridge on the Manchester United Stand channel, he has confirmed again that Benjamin Sesko is still taking his time to make a decision, and he doesn't want to be pressured into making a decision. Now, of course, Fabrizio says that a decision could come in soon, but we don't know how soon, we don't know how quickly, and we are not sure if that decision is going to come in before the Euros now, because it is just 4 days before the Euros, so it might come in after the Euros. Now, Arsenal, that is where our problem is. Arsenal don't want to wait for Benjamin Sesko. We don't want to wait for Sesko until after the Euros to take his time and treat Arsenal like an option. If he wants to join us, he should be wanting to join us. If he doesn't want to join us, then it should be clear that he either wants to go to Chelsea or he either wants to stay at RB Leipzig. Which takes me to the second story of the day. Arsenal will not wait for RB Leipzig striker Benjamin Sesko. They will explore other options. Among other options is Victor Osimhen, Victor Gyökeres or Victor Gyökeres. I just like calling him Gyökeres these days because that is how people pronounce it. And then Joshua Zirkzee as well. Those are the other options. Obviously, we have Ivan Ferguson too. Those are the other options Arsenal are willing to explore ahead of a move for Benjamin Sesko. If that deal doesn't happen, Arsenal will look at other players. When you look at Joshua Zirkzee, he's Dutch. He's with the Netherlands. Is he going to be part of the Euros? I've not seen their squad, but presumably he might not be going to the Euros. Presumably, Victor Gyökeres not going to the Euros. Osimhen does not have a competition this summer, and so does Ivan Ferguson. So you look at all the other options that Arsenal are trying to sign. They don't have other options. They don't have, other commitments. Maybe Arsenal are looking at it in this way. If we cannot get Benjamin Sesko before the Euros and he joins the Euros, we will go and sign these other targets. We'll go and do deals for these other targets that are not going to be part of the Euros. So that takes me to story number 2, which is Joshua Zirkzee. It was revealed over the weekend that AC Milan were trying to work around the clock to get the Joshua Zirkzee deal done. They informed Bologna that they will be triggering the release clause in the player's contract. Now, this is where release clause get interesting. As long as Joshua Zirkzee has not given the green light for AC Milan to trigger his release clause, that would mean an agreement on the personal terms side. They cannot trigger that release clause. So they cannot sign him before agreeing with him. They've got to get permission to talk to the player, which they already have through Bologna. Then they've got to agree personal terms with Joshua Zirkzee and his camp. And then finally, they can trigger the release clause of the player. So they have not triggered the release clause which makes Sky Sports and all the other publications think that Arsenal still have a small chance, a small window where a small window where we can get Joshua Zirkzee before AC Milan gets him. Obviously, the 34 million is not a big problem. It won't be a problem for Arsenal. That is number one. He's definitely a target that Arsenal want. And Mikel Arteta appreciates him as well. He has had a very, very good season. And I think in terms of personal terms, whether Arsenal would find it easy to pull him into the Premier League and England, that's another question. But I don't think we would have problems when it comes to agreeing personal terms with Joshua Zirkzee. So that is story number 2. Story number 3, Chelsea are working harder than Arsenal. That's according to Alex Goldberg. Chelsea are working harder than Arsenal behind the scenes to get Benjamin Sesko. They are willing to wait for Benjamin Sesko's decision, however long it takes, and Arsenal don't have Benjamin Sesko as their number one priority. They have him high on the list, they like him, and we are very much interested in signing him, but he's not our number one on that transfer priority list. Could he be going to Chelsea? I don't know. I mean, Chelsea cannot continue to be underrated in market negotiations. We cannot keep on turning a blind eye to the ability of Chelsea winning over signings and doing things like crazy transfer deals. We should be able to recognize their presence. We should be able to acknowledge how good they are in terms of getting deals that are difficult on their side, but also getting deals done quickly. That is story number 3. Story number 4. Bayern Munich are trying to lure Arsenal youngster Chido Obi Martin away from the club. They're trying to sign him for their academy. Now, we are talking extraordinary talent. We are talking one of the talents that you could think, with the likes of ESR, Edin Ketia, Saka being the latest products, and of course Ethan Nwaneri being the latest products that have blossomed out of the Arsenal Academy, the next one in line could be Chido Obi Martin. He is, in terms of talent, sensational, unbelievable. Last season, 18 games, 32 goals. Like, that is insane. Obviously, the level at which he's playing at is very, very low, under 19 and under 18. But still, Arsenal might fail to keep this guy, just like we failed to keep, Florian Balogun, and we struggled to keep Florian Balogun. I don't know why our academy prospects are kind of unsure of the project we have. I mean, Charlie Patino, Mika Biereth. Then I don't know. You can't promote every player to the first team, but I think we should be able to do better than what we are doing at the moment. Now, I don't want to react to this because I'm going to be watching Uganda versus Algeria. But we'll do a live stream with Glenn where we react to all these stories. I just wanted to give you the latest on all those fronts, and we'll give you a full reaction on the Cossy and Glenn podcast, which will be coming your way tonight. See you.